This is a quick video to bring you through the steps to draw this simple 3D solid shape and get the practice. So first thing is make sure that you have your ribbon changed. A lot of the same things that were in the first video are in this one. So make sure you have your workspace here at the bottom right, 3D modeling, so that the ribbon changes. And then we went to the top left here and picked Southeast Isometric. And it's okay to work within the conceptual um, visual style, but notice when I start to put my dimensions, you won't be able to see the dimensions. So if you want to start with the conceptual style, that's good. Now we need a box that's 4x4. There are a lot of different ways of doing this, but if you go to your box command here, and this is why I'm walking you through this one as well a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and start the box command. Although you know that you could draw a box that's 4x4 and use press pull to press pull it up 4. I started the box tool. I'm going to click a corner, and then you have a choice here. You can type in 4, tab 4, and enter, and then pull your mouse up and type in 4 and enter. That tab key will help you to go from one to another. Or what some people might do is start the box command, click a point, and then type in 4, comma 4. See what it does? It picks up that little box right there, 4, comma 4, and then enter, and you get the same thing. You pull your mouse up and you type in 4 and enter. So one or the other, they both will give you that, or you can just draw in the 4x4 2D shape in the top view and use press pull to bring it up here 4. Now I made this kind of simple so that we could use midpoints, so make sure that your midpoint object snap is on at the bottom left, bottom right corner right here, midpoint. And then what I did was let's start the line command. And remember, we were drawing on the faces, so make sure that this face is highlighted, then come up and click here the midpoint. Pull your mouse down and type in 2 and enter, and pull your mouse over and click the midpoint here, right there. Now you have this box here. We're going to use press pull to get inside that box and click and pull your mouse over and click. And now you've just kind of pulled it out. Now we have to draw the circle, which is a radius of 1 on this face. So circle center radius, make sure the face is highlighted, pick the midpoint there, type in 1 and enter. Now we can use press pull. I'm going a little faster because these are things we did in the first one, a little different. Pull your mouse back with press pull and you kind of grab that and bring it out. Now we need here a circle that is 2 over, which would be the midpoint, right? And also I went 1 up. So I'll add that dimension. We can now start the line command, come to this face, click the midpoint, pull your mouse back this way, type in 1 and enter again. Because now we need to draw the circle center radius on this face at the end of that line. Click, type in 0.5 and enter. There's your circle. We can then use press pull to go inside the circle, pull your mouse down and click. Now you have that little line there. If you can get in there and grab it and delete it, that'd be great. This one too. If you don't get it in this view, you can always hold your shift key in the wheel of your mouse to orbit around, or you can go to 2D wireframe and get it that way. So that's the project right there. Probably a harder part is going to be dimensioning, because remember, we have to pick up this UCS icon, so you can click on it and then click inside this box to pick it up. There it is. I'm going to put it on this face. Remember that the X is the direction of the text. You could go to annotate, which is the tab annotate at the top, and find this little linear icon right there. I'm going to click here and here and pull my mouse over and click. Now, you can type in D and enter, pick the modify button, go to the primary units tab, and change your decimal to 0.00. Okay, and now at this point, you are adding the dimensions, but you're picking up this UCS icon so that you can put it on a different face. And then look around. See how this one, the X went down, so I can pull it off and pull it back on and see if I can get it to go. And if it doesn't, and I just click, I can click inside this little ball at the end of the X and pull it around and rotate it. See how I'm rotating this over and click. So the X is in the direction of the text. Now I can get my dimension in there. I'm going to go to the center of the circle and maybe the corner of this over here. Now, this is where you can barely see it, right? And you have to be really careful of the object snaps. You see these little markers, so you have to kind of get it in close and click. You can barely see it, so that's why I like to go back to hidden, because there it is for dimensioning. And I will add this dimension that goes to from the corner to, again, the center here and over to 1. You gotta move your mouse around to kind of grab that. And then underneath here, we have radius for this circle right there. Okay, now there is another one there. I almost missed it. Here is another linear. It's on that same surface. So there it is right there. So that's the idea, is to pick this up and move it over. Now, sometimes it doesn't move over. I see I'm going to move that over there, just like that. And then I can get this dimension, and you got the idea. And this one too. Okay, sometimes it doesn't move over. If that's the case, and you find it, I thought maybe it would happen while I was doing this. See how I have to make sure the X is in the direction of the text. Let's always remember that, guys. This is going to be from the center of the circle, or the midpoint, honestly, here. Let's, I'm trying to like reenact. Oh, okay. So you see what happened? The 2 is going to follow the direction of the text. So if I rotate this here, it's not going to rotate it. I have to get rid of this and put this dimension in again right there, so that it follows the X is the direction of the text. Okay, so what I wanted to do is to reenact this, like if this didn't work, but I can't. So if for some reason you're having a hard time grabbing this UCS icon, one option is to type in UCS and enter twice. The way it does is it puts it back over here in the corner. Then if you click on it, you should be able to click on it again and put it on the right face right there, and then continue with whatever dimensions are required on each one of these faces. And once you place it, if you wanted to edit it, like if I want to go back there and change this in any way, it won't let you until you change the plane that the XY plane is on the face of it. What we need to do now is I would type in UCS and enter twice to put that back over there. And now we're going to go pick layout 1. And so you came over here, and now you're going to double click inside this box. We did this last time, and zoom up here. This time we're just going to zoom up as much as we can. You can double click outside the box and then click on this little, frame. It's called a viewport. Kind of stretch it up over here. So you have to be careful if you're in the model space or the paper space. When you're in the paper space, when there's a little triangle down there and it says paper right there. But you see when I double click inside the box, the viewport, you have the little UCS icon there, and it says model, right? Okay, so you can turn off the grid if you'd like. It's here, making sure you're inside that viewport. And I tried to print it with hidden, but sometimes with hidden, the line work doesn't show up. So I used conceptual, but I'll show you. So double click out here in the paper. At this point, we are going to need to move this viewport to a different layer. We sometimes create a layer called viewport and make it a no plot layer, but this time we're just going to click on it and go to the home tab, find layers, drop your layers down and put it on def points. So I like to stay away from def points, but there are a lot of companies out there that know that the def points layer doesn't print. It's supposed to be for dimensions, but there are some companies that have decided to put their viewports on that layer. I would recommend creating your own layer that's a no plot layer, and we'll do that as we move forward. Okay, so now when I am in the paper space, I'm going to use the escape key. In this paper space, I can go to annotate and get your multi-line text and put your title on here, assignment 7, your assignment 17. Okay, so I did a little more than I thought I was going to, but I think that it's good for you to understand in these first couple of projects how this works. Now, you wouldn't have this extra dimension over here, but if I did, I know it's not going to print, so I'm just going to crop it. See how I can crop that? So when you go to print this for your portfolio, you can set up your paper. Remember I showed you that little trick where you can go to previous plot. Well, this one, previous plot, is going to show the layout because we did that. But you always want to check everything out. Make sure it's monochrome, and this would be 1-to-1 because we're printing the layout. I want to apply it to the layout though, and I can preview it. There it is. That's what it should look like. You can right click and plot to create that that PDF because that is part of capturing this images for your portfolio. Okay, so I did notice here, and I said this, but that I didn't do it. There was this, see that line there? I want to show you that sometimes with the hidden visual style, I'd have to go back into the settings to see how I could get that back. Even though it shows here, the viewport won't show it right there, or the print. So I double clicked inside of the viewport. If you double click inside of the viewport and you go over here at the top left, right there, you can change that back to conceptual. Double click outside in the paper, and then when you print it, you can see it, clearer. Sometimes I'll actually make it a different color as long as the text is black. See, so now I'm going to save it over that one, and I've got a PDF that has the conceptual visual style. Sometimes I will keep the text on a layer called dim text, and I'll put the model on a layer that has a color like yellow or light green, because then the model will print light gray. I'll show it to you. Hold on. Okay, so you don't have to do this. I'm just showing you that if you created another layer for your dim text and made that white for all your text, and then you made a different layer and you put your model on that layer with the color, the PDF will have color in it, which is maybe kind of nice for your portfolio. But when you print it to a printer that only prints black ink, then it becomes kind of a light gray image. Or you can try Sketchy because it looks like the Sketchy visual style here in the model. You can even go back to Model tab. The Sketchy visual style here still, I mean, it does bring that line in there too. So you decide on it. But when you hand in the project, we want it to be on the conceptual view right there for grading so that it looks like that one. Okay, this is the second 3D model that we created, so hopefully you're picking up more commands and feeling more comfortable with it.